Caitlin Clark, the new face of women's basketball, the name on everyone's lips. And now she's done it again. Just when you thought her impact on the game couldn't get any bigger, Caitlin Clark dropped something that's blowing up the internet. Her own logo and a new merch line that's setting fans and athletes alike on fire. But there's a massive twist in this story, because Angel Reese, another superstar and one of Clark's biggest rivals, is furious about it. Why? Because Reese's own merchandise line is struggling to sell. Her logo isn't getting the same buzz. And let's just say, things are about to get real interesting. So, what's going on between these two WNBA stars? Why is Angel Reese so upset? And what does this new merch launch mean for the future of women's sports and the power struggle between rising stars? So, what's going on between these two WNBA stars? Why is Angel Reese so upset? And what does this new merch launch mean for the future of women's sports and the power struggle between rising stars? Let's dive into it. Caitlin Clark, the player who's been making history all season long. Not only is she shattering records on the court, but now she's tapping into the business side of things with her own personal brand. Her new logo? It's sleek, modern, and embodies everything she stands for: grit, determination, and star power. And let's not forget her merch line. T-shirts, hats, hoodies, sneakers, you name it. The fans are eating it up. Clark Nation has exploded, and the merch is selling out in minutes. It's no surprise, really. We've seen the hype she's generated. Her logo is everywhere now, from Instagram to TikTok, and even on major brands' websites. And she's not just selling clothes. She's selling an experience, an identity, a movement. But here's the kicker. While Clark is soaring to new heights, Angel Reese is left in the dust, struggling to get the same kind of attention. Her new logo? It's sleek, modern, and embodies everything she stands for: grit, determination, and star power. And let's talk about the merch line that came with it: t-shirts, hats, hoodies, sneakers, you name it. The fans? They are eating it up. Clark Nation has exploded, and the merch is selling out faster than you can hit add to cart. It's no surprise, really. We've seen the hype she's generated. Her logo is everywhere now, from Instagram to TikTok, and even on major brands' websites. Now, let's talk about Angel Reese, one of the most dominant players in the WNBA. She's a powerhouse, a leader, and a brand in her own right. But while Caitlin Clark is pulling in millions with her logo and merch, Reese's own collection just isn't hitting the mark. Her logo? Well, it's not quite the buzz that Caitlin Clark's is. Reese has been promoting her designs for months, but they just aren't flying off the shelves the way Clark's are. The merch isn't selling, and that's got Reese fuming. We've all seen those behind-the-scenes posts where athletes get candid about their business ventures, and it's clear Reese is frustrated. You can't ignore the comparison here. Clark's marketability has skyrocketed, while Reese's efforts haven't been met with the same response. Is it her design? Is it the timing? Or is it simply that Caitlin Clark has more juice right now? The numbers just aren't there. Fans aren't flocking to buy Reese's merch, and that's got her seriously frustrated. She's posted behind-the-scenes looks into her work, giving us a glimpse of the effort she's putting into her brand. And it's clear she's frustrated. The comparison here is hard to ignore. Clark's marketability has skyrocketed while Reese's brand just doesn't seem to have the same spark. So what's the reason behind it? Is it her design? Is it timing? Or maybe, does Caitlin Clark have more juice right now? But here's where things get really interesting. Word has it that Angel Reese is not happy about Caitlin Clark's new logo and merch launch. In fact, she's downright furious about it. And it's not just a subtle annoyance. Reese has been vocal on social media about the unfair advantages Clark seems to be getting. In a series of Instagram stories, Reese posted cryptic messages like, "It's crazy how the system works. You can be a star, work hard, and still get ignored." And then there was this tweet, "When you try to sell your brand and no one's listening, but suddenly your rival drops something and it's an instant hit. Yeah, something doesn't add up." Fans are divided, with some backing Reese's frustration, while others are calling her out for being bitter. After all, we all know how competitive these two are. They're both trying to make their mark on the league, But it seems like Reese is feeling like Clark is getting the lion's share of the attention. The rivalry, it's getting heated. Fans are divided on this one. Some people are backing Reese's frustration, saying it's clear she deserves more. Others, however, are calling her out for coming across as bitter and jealous. At the end of the day, we all know how competitive these two are. They're not just on the same team, they're fighting for the same throne. And right now, Clark is the one that seems to have the upper hand. So why does this matter? This isn't just about logos and merch. This is about the future of women's sports and how players are learning to monetize their fame and influence. It's no longer just about what happens on the court. It's about how athletes brand themselves off it. Caitlin Clark has tapped into something huge with her merch. She's not only dominating basketball, but also the business of basketball. She's building a legacy not just as a player, but as a cultural icon. Angel Reese, however, has clearly been overlooked in the branding game. And with all the media focus on Clark right now, it's no wonder Reese feels slighted. But what does this tell us about the state of women's sports? Why is it that Clark's success is so far outpacing Reese's? Is it a matter of timing, exposure, or just sheer charisma that Clark has managed to capitalize on? Reese has the talent. She has the presence. She has the energy. But what she needs now is the right platform to reach the fans. And that's where the power struggle between these two comes into play. This is the big question. Why is Clark's success so far outpacing Reese's? Is it her timing? The design of her merch? Or is it just that Caitlin Clark has that undeniable charisma that people gravitate to? Reese has everything it takes to succeed. She has the talent, the energy, and the presence. But right now, she's still trying to find the right platform to reach her fans. And that's where the power struggle between the two stars is truly unfolding. Now, the million-dollar question, where does this rivalry go from here? Caitlin Clark has launched herself into superstardom, but Angel Reese isn't backing down. If anything, this could fuel her fire even more. Imagine what happens if Reese flips the script and launches her own massive brand relaunch. If she can take this frustration and turn it into motivation, she might just create the next wave of merch sales that could rival Clark's. But will Reese get the same support that Clark has? Will her brand catch fire? Or is the Clark train already so far down the tracks that Reese is left chasing behind? One thing's for sure, this is going to be a rivalry for the ages. The business side of sports just got personal. And both of these women are on the brink of transforming women's basketball into a global, multi-million-dollar industry. So here's what we're left with. Caitlin Clark has launched a new logo and merch line that's absolutely killing it. But Angel Reese? She's got her own fight on her hands. Will Reese finally break through and find her own market dominance? Or will Clark continue to reign supreme in the branding game? You already know the competition is fierce. The real question is, who's going to come out on top in this battle of the WNBA's biggest stars? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Whose merch would you buy? And what do you think about the Angel Reese versus Caitlin Clark rivalry? Smash that like button if you think this is just the beginning. And don't forget to hit subscribe. Trust me, this saga is far from over.